Good morning, everyone. All right, guys. So AXON still pushing up here. It broke. See, in my after hours watch list, I said AXON may have some resistance at 480. The reason I said that is if you look at the chart, it has all this resistance here. Wait, let me see. Here's that resistance I was talking about right here. Now it's got a lot of resistance there, but it just broke that clean over in after hours. So the next one to test is this 580 level right here. And it is currently at 560. Alright, so this is kind of the level to watch here. It had some resistance there previously, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on AXON. I don't know how I really feel about it. It's been breaking over all the resistance areas. And so we'll see what happens to it at the open. It's up a ton in the last few days. I'll definitely have to look up why it's specifically moving. But we'll see. Another one I'm looking at is ATHX. You can see this one's gapping up from 279 to 325. So a decent gap, not too bad a volume either. Watching this one. OPHT is another one I'm watching, gapping up from 280 to 328. TOPS ran a decent amount this morning, going up from 80 cents to $1.09 in pre-market. Another one I'm looking at is SNES. I'm actually looking at this one to wash back down under this 182 level. I'm going to keep watching this 182 low right here and maybe try to get in with a short. Same thing with SIG. This one was up so much yesterday. Watching it under this big resistance it had at the $50 point right here. See if it can break under there sometime today during market hours. FIVE, a really big gapper. It's more expensive than I usually trade, but it's a pretty extended gap from 81.28 all the way to 95.50 where it's sitting now. Watching that one maybe for a potential short. I just got to get used to the share size with a big stock like this. PTI gapping down some. Watching it either for a low of the day short under 290 or a rebound play. Excuse me. Yesterday in after hours, I liked this one a little bit more because it hadn't pulled back like it did. Now that it's right around the VWAP, I think I'm just gonna look for a 290 low of the day break. The next one I'm looking at is AMBA. Just like yesterday, I was watching this one, watching it under this low at 42.40. See if it can eventually drop back down. ZS is another one, gapping up from 30.65 to 35.33. So a big gap. What else? CONN gapping up from 25.65 to 31.85. So a big gap. And I think that's about it. There's I think I went over ZS already. There's CLRB, which is okay. Not my favorite one. And so, yeah, we'll see where these go this morning. Not too bad of a morning. Hopefully, I can trade some of these. I know I can't trade TOPS, but hopefully I can trade some of these. Okay, so let's look to see if any of these are actually tradable. I know AXON is. I'm hoping ATHX is. Nice. ATHX and AXON are both tradable. Those are my two main watches this morning, really. OPHT is tradable. Nice. TOPS is not. So that's 1 out of 4 so far. SNES is tradable. SIG is tradable. FIVE is tradable. PTI is tradable. Nice. AMBA is tradable. ZS is tradable. Good. Okay, so that's most of my watch list. CONN is tradable. I think the one that's not is CLRB. Yeah, CLRB is the only one that is not tradable this morning, except for top. So 2 out of really that was more than 10. So that's 2 out of 11 stocks that are not tradable. But that's not too bad really. Most of the stocks on my watch list are, so that's always good to see. How's everybody doing this morning? Just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. I hit 4,000 subs yesterday, so it was really cool to see. So appreciate all the support, everybody who subbed. Good morning, Missouri. Skynet, yeah, it's for sure morning trading, man, or summer trading, bro. 7, good morning, man. Mitch, Amy, good morning. Eric, John, surfing. Yes, I basically self-taught. And like I said, I'm not really an expert. I'm still kind of a new trader, and so I just kind of let people watch me trade, even though I'm still new. But yeah, I kind of self-taught. Like sure, I looked up some stuff on YouTube, and really I use YouTube. There's a lot of free information on YouTube. Yeah, appreciate it. 7. Soul, good morning, man. Yeah, it's been growing fast, man. Not too bad. I probably grow about like 30 subscribers a day, which is good with me. That's fine with me. All right, but yeah, guys, I really got to take it slow because yesterday, just so I can have full transparency here. Yesterday, after the stream ended, I kept trading. You ever have one of those days where you just want to trade, and so you just keep trading even though you're taking losses? Well, yesterday was that day. You can see my account is down to where to go. $13,923. So I lost like $50 yesterday, just because I was too active. I just didn't want to stop trading. And the problem is that after the reason I stop usually after an hour and a half is because the volatility and the volume go down significantly after 10:30 and 11 o'clock market time. The volume just goes down, and so it's really tough to trade with no volume. And so I didn't kind of follow that, and I think it hurt my account a little bit. I got to be more patient now, and I have to set a rule for myself where I can't trade after 11 o'clock. I just can't. Unless I'm already holding a position, that's the only way I can still trade, is if I'm already holding a position and I have to cover it. Yeah, man. AXON still push it up here. It's up to 563. Man, who knows when this one's going to stop. It had some, like I said, if you look at the daily chart, it has some resistance here at 480, and then it has some here at 574. It's right around that level now. The next resistance is right here, so right where this line is, basically. And so, really interesting to see what happens with this one. If it gets rejected there, I'll consider shorting it. But this one's just up so much in the last few days. This one is up from $1.46, and so all the way up to $6 now. Crazy move. The highest percentage change is probably, TOPS went up about 30%. It came right back down though, so now it's only up about 12-15% maybe. AXON is up from 455 to 563, and so it's up 15% or so as well. Or really, this one's up about 20%, 25%. So that's a big move for this one. ATHX is not up too much. OPHT is up from 280 to 325. FIVE is up from 80 to 97 now. It's probably either AXON or something like FIVE. If you look at FIVE here, this one's starting to run up from, at its lows at 76.22. It would be the biggest, but it really opened up at about 80, 81. And so it's probably FIVE for the biggest percentage move. PTI is gapping down a pretty big amount. If you count PTI's gap down, This is probably the biggest gap down from 569 to 350. There's also ZS. It's not too big though. Good morning, Sense. I usually do a mental stop Sense. I don't like setting stop losses. A lot of times, market makers will like intentionally stop you out. At least I think they do. I don't really know, but it seems like market makers will intentionally stop you out and then immediately go back down to where you were originally looking for it. So I prefer to set mental stops just for that reason. The biggest thing I need to work on today is I have to, for instance, the last few months I have been getting in at low of the day breaks. No, I think it's a good strategy. It's worked a lot the last few months, but lately it's been getting rejected and there's been a lot of fake outs. So it'll break the low of the day, immediately bounce back. And so I think the way to kind of do it is to get in on a pullback, and get in on the, pullback. That way it's ultimately better risk reward and it's not as, it's like I said, it's not as risky because you're getting in on a pullback anticipating the break of the low of the day. And that way, if it ends up breaking over the next support or resistance level, I can just exit for a small loss. Whereas if I would have jumped in at the exact low of the day, it would have just it would have been a much bigger loss. And so I know, with that being said, that means I'm going to miss some low of the day breaks that don't ever pull back. But I think that's that's fine. Hey man, it happens, Mitch. Yeah, Wednesdays are rough, man. you know, Wednesdays, I mean, I don't know. Last Wednesday I did decent. Like, I had a profitable day last Wednesday, but most of the time Wednesdays just suck. Maybe do a new thing called paper trading Wednesdays where I paper trade on Wednesdays instead of using a real account. IDT, you said VBLT? VBLT Skynet. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's gapping down 15 cents. Um, it's a higher float stock. At least it looks higher float. Let me look at the float for VBLT. All right, so I'm looking up the float for VBLT. It looks like a higher float stock. Hold on one second. Actually, it's a low float stock. That's interesting. It doesn't look like one. Just by the way it moves, it has some white candles, which you can see in here. That usually means the volume's. That usually means it's really choppy, so the volume may not be there. I mean, its market cap is 89.64 million, but its public float is only 15.5 million, or 15.62 to be exact. So that's a small float. VBLT is a very small float stock. Interesting. It looked like a larger float. But yeah, look at TOPS this morning, guys. This thing went all the way up to $1.09, back down to 88 cents already. But let's look up the news on some of these. I'm sure AXON probably had another news release come out. Alright, so yeah, basically this is the same thing that was out yesterday. It didn't have any new it didn't have any new news out on AXON, just the one that came out yesterday, which, just to review it again, said that they have reached a licensing agreement with Oxford Biomedica, which is ultimately to develop gene therapy products for Parkinson's disease, and that's why AXON is up so much. We'll see if this one keeps going. I think it may be a little overextended at this point, but I'm more short biased, and so we'll see. It could easily push up. Who knows what it'll do? I'm just going to wait and try to react to what I see at the open. Another one I'm looking at is ATHX. And so basically this one is up because they announced expansion of collabs with Helios. So basically, Helios got the rights to develop and commercialize indications in atheroses. I don't even know how to pronounce that. And Atheresis receives $20 million in licensing fees and potential milestone payments and royalties. So basically, they entered into another agreement to work with, who was it? Helios. And so because of that, they're gapping up. It's not a huge gap up. It's 279 to 314. So we'll see what this one does. Maybe looking at a short down to 3, just depending on what kind of setup it gives me at the open. Another one I'm looking at is OPHT. All right, so OPHT entered into a gene therapy agreement with U of F, University of Florida, and U of P, University of Pennsylvania. So they've entered into a gene therapy agreement with both of those colleges, which expands gene therapy portfolio with a novel mutation-independent product candidate. And basically, it's a phase 1.5 clinical trial that starts in 2020. So OPHT teaming up with 2 universities. So I guess that's good news. It's up from 280 to 326. TOPS coming all the way back down here. TOPS, almost every time I look at this thing, anytime it moves up, it's usually getting pumped. It usually comes right back down. It's so interesting. All right, so TOPS announced a time charter with Oil Major for 2 Suezmax vessels. Yeah, today it announced that it has agreed to enter into time charter employment with one of those major oil companies we were talking about for its Suezmax vessels. They're under construction at Hyundai, Samho, South Korea, with hull numbers S874 and S875. So those are basically the 2 vessels or boats. They'll be employed for 36 months, plus 12 months, plus 2 additional 12-month periods. So yeah, TOPS is up, but it came right back down. So something must have been found out about that. Not really a strong move. The next one I'm looking at is FIVE. I'm skipping the ones I was looking at yesterday, like SNES and SIG. I'm sure they don't really have any new stuff out on them. And like I said, the next one I'm looking at is FIVE. It's a more expensive stock, but this thing is going crazy in after hours and pre-market, up from 81.28 to 96.21. So price targets raised on FIVE. So basically, it's up on good earnings. That's what I can find on FIVE, is that its earnings was good. Its price target was raised as well. Yeah, they reported first quarter results that beat analyst expectations. And it also raised their sales outlook. Net sales increased 27%. and it also expects to add new stores in the second quarter of this year. So that's good news for FIVE. I guess it kind of can warrant that huge push. I still think it may be a little overextended. Who knows, though? This thing could keep going up. So we'll see. Next one I'm looking at is PTI. Really big gap down. All right, so price target was cut. All right, so PTI announces positive data from ongoing phase 1 study in cystic fibrosis patients on background or combi therapy. See, it says this, but I promise you, deep down inside this news release, there is something that is unflattering, that is not very flattering about this company. And so that's why it's gapping down. It has this good press release out for PTI. Like I said, PTI announces positive data from ongoing phase 1, but somewhere in this press release or this news release, there's probably some bad information, or there's probably some bad news that that other investors, probably saw a little early and took advantage of, because people are dropping their price targets, they're dropping their ratings, and this is a really long, this is probably 2 pages long. I'm not going to go ahead and read that, but I'm just assuming that they found something that didn't look great for the company in that news release. All right, another one I'm looking at is ZS. You can see it's gapping up from 30.65 to 34.70. All right, price target is raised. All right, so yeah, they posted quarter 3 results and they beat street expectations. They set fiscal quarter 4 outlook. Revenue's up 49%, and it's better than the street expectation. So yeah, that's pretty good news for ZS. Good earnings, revenue's up, so pretty good news. I think that's everything, though. I guess we can look at CONN for the last one. You can see CONN starting to run. Cons up to 33 right now. All right, so earnings beat street expectations. There is up 21%. It swung to a profit of 12.7 mil, or 39 cents a share, from a loss of 2.6 million or 8 cents a share last year. So Cons is up on good earnings as well, and I think that's everything thus far. What stocks are you guys looking forward to trade today? Good morning, James. Okay, appreciate the heads up, Jeremy. That does make sense, man. Yeah, if shorts are really easy to locate, they can get squeezed out, which I don't want to be called in again. I think I got called in one yesterday. Yeah, I went over the news for tops already, James. It had something to do with what was it? It had something to do with they reached an agreement, like they reached a deal with a company to give them 2 vessels. Is basically what I remember from it. Good morning, Randy. VKTX, Mitch. Yeah, VKTX is up, gapping up some. It had a really bad day yesterday too. Man, look at this drop. But it rebounded some. IMTE. IMTE doesn't look too bad. I could trade it as well. CODX. Yeah, it's gapping up too. BLNK. Wow, look at this spike on BLNK. Look at this move here. Up to 613. Big spike in BLNK, guys. Check this one out. It just spiked from 550 to 613. So everybody check out BLNK. This thing is running huge now. CNET. Yeah, I'd like to see this one pick up a little bit more volume once the open happens, but it looks okay. But yeah, look at BLNK here, up to $6 now from $5.50. So 50-cent spike in less than a minute. So big spike here, up to 601. It must have had a news release come out. Let's check. All right, so BLNK. Let's see. All right, yeah, so BLNK, Blink Charging Company, to partner with DSP1 Company, which is to expand electric vehicle charging in South Korea and Southeast Asia. So they reached a partnership with a South Korean company, and they are gapping up a pretty big amount already. A lot of volume, big volume spike, people trying to jump in after that news release. So interesting move. We'll see how this one acts once the open happens. Sitting at 590s now. We'll see if we can break over 6 here. And so yeah, it's really not too bad for summer months. There's a decent amount of options here. I think, like I said, the goal today, it's up to 610 now, so breaking over that $6 level. I think the goal for today is I need to try to get in on the pullbacks instead of at the breakout point. If I get in at the breakout point, it's inherently risky because it could rebound. And so I need to get in on the pullbacks and have a little bit better risk reward. Yeah, we'll see what it does, Mitch. I'm not super confident in it. It all depends. BLNK has been putting out press releases for the last few days. You know, every few days they've been putting out another press release. You can see it in the daily chart as well. Big spike here, press release, press release, press release. You know, press release here, drop down some, press release here, and then it started to wash. It'll probably end up coming right back down to the 2s or 3s, I'm guessing. But it's spiking right now. Not going to short it as of this point. JVA, John. I need some more volume. Very low volume. Too tough to trade. The range is huge, but the volume's so low. Unless it gets more volume, I don't really like this one. What's up, the Mad Trades? Okay, so let me see if I can find anything else that really looks good. CLDR gapping down some. IFON maybe if you like this one. I don't think I can trade it. MDXG looks interesting for a short as well. You can see MDXG gapping down a pretty big amount from, this is probably one of the biggest movers, from 820 down to 530s. Interesting. Yeah, maybe so. They're probably, who knows? I mean, I think it could be them getting squeezed out of it. Like, so for instance, if shorts were holding this thing overnight, that's why it's, I've kind of grown away from liking like sometimes I'll swing trade stocks, but you never know when bad news is going to come out. You never know when a company is just going to put out a bunch of press releases, and so it's definitely risky to short some of these stocks. Although I do think it can be profitable overnight holding certain stocks, but a lot of people, I think that's probably right. Jeremy, I think most of the time with BLNK, I think some people are shorting this thing, swing trading it. They're shorting it, holding it overnight or in the next few days. And then whenever this press release comes out, everybody starts to kind of panic and sell, and it squeezes this stock up. It could be up just from that simple fact that press release is out, but I think it's most likely shorts getting squeezed, just like you said. I think you're 100% right. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? It could run at the open. We'll see. It all just depends. I don't like somebody else said. I think it was Mitch. I definitely think it was puff. It was just a puff piece. But AXON still getting up here. It's at 591 now. It's breaking over that previous resistance. Like I said, it does. This one does have some resistance at 574, but it just cracked and broke over that already. So who knows what this one's gonna do? The next resistance level I see on the daily chart is, it broke that. $636. This 636, maybe this 619, or just this $6 level right here. Right around here is when the next resistance levels are. So we'll see what how this one responds to that those resistance levels up there. Good morning, outsiders. Good morning, Tiny. Kron. What's up, Mitch? Mitch L. Good morning, man. I don't think so, Shizzo. I don't think so. There might be, but I don't recall one. I don't remember one. Kron, Erhan. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Appreciate it. Yeah, I missed this one. This one Kron had a good day yesterday. Sitting right at $8. So this one looks interesting. I appreciate it. I wasn't even looking at this one. All right, guys, so we have about 4 minutes until the open. You can see VKTX is starting to push here, breaking over $10. Starting to move some. I got a decent amount of options here. I can trade all of these. I think I can trade all of these. I can trade CRON, OPHT, AXON, ATHX, VKTX, SIG, FIVE, PTI, AMBA, and ZS. So yeah, I made it so I could trade everything on my watch list. So that's always good to see. Good morning, the best, Mr. Eric Wade. Yeah, for sure, Eric. That is that's a cannabis stock. Good morning, Anna. Yeah, I'm looking at OPHT for a potential short as well. I think ATHX may look decent, but only down to 3. I think it may be a little bit too close to that previous support. Yeah, BLNK, I think it's puff news on it. I think it's fluff, you know. But we'll see. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to go grab something. You can see since I left, OPHT is dropping down to 314, so a pretty big drop here. Good morning, 90. All right, so we've got some options today. What's up, TJ? All right, so market opens up in less than a minute, guys. Less than 1 minute. Does AXON have a bigger float? Let me see. You might be right. I don't know. I don't even know what the float is on this thing. The float is the float's 32.04 million. The market cap's 490.44 million. So I mean, it's still kind of a small float. It's only 32 million basically. All right, so OPHT bouncing back to 329. Market opens up in 5 seconds, guys. So good luck. There's the bell. Man, I gotta turn that down. That's loud. Alright, guys. So, AXON up to 589. ZS breaking those highs. You can see ZS here up to 36.54. AXON dropping down some. Look at ZS here up to 37.73. A huge $2 jump really quickly. OPHT trying to get up there. But look at this big jump here. $2 jump and very quick on ZS. VKTX breaking the highs of pre-market. It's up to 10.12. Let's see what the SPY's doing today. SPY's down some. So OPHT getting close to that pre-market high as well. OPHT breaking the pre-market high, breaking the $0.5. ATHX dropping under the whole dollar of 3. All right, so here's a rebound on AXON, maybe a washout long setup here. Got up to 590, pulling back some. CRON looks somewhat interesting, although this one's been going crazy the last few days. Up from 7. We'll see. CRON maybe breaking under these lows here. NDRA Ronald. It's just not moving too much. All right, so there goes AXON breaking over those highs. Up to 603. Washout longs seem to be pretty effective lately. I've seen a few of them that really worked well. VKTX starting to drop here. Hey, appreciate the sub, Gene. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. PTI having a little bit of a washout long here as well. You can see PTI is up to 358. ATXX trying to rebound some, may just be a dip. Big drop on AXON. Yeah, I said washout longs have been pretty reliable lately. In this case, I mean, it just got rejected hard there, so maybe not. NCTY, UONE. NCTY doesn't look too bad. Alright, so there's another big drop on AXON. It may be breaking under the lows here. Interesting. We'll see how it responds to the low. Maybe bounce off of 550 though. Alright, there goes PTI bouncing back some as well. Up to 360. Big drop in AXON. Man, look at this drop. Completely skipped this support level right here. Yeah, this is kind of that low of the day short that I like taking, but not really an entry with this one. I mean, if it gets rejected at 550, we'll see. But it's really got room. Quick drop down to 536. VKTX looking weak as well. Breaking under these lows here. And OPHT breaking these highs. So the VWAP is right here on VKTX. Man, Kron ended up tanking as well. AMBA looking interesting here. ATHX may be starting to push back up. See if it breaks this 309 area. The entry with this one would have been when it spiked up to 560. Yeah, you don't want to, I mean, look at VKTX here. Yeah, with AXON, I mean, you don't want to just blindly jump in. You want to wait for a pullback or something like that. All right, so AMBA broke those lows that I was looking for. I'm gonna wait for a bounce back in AMBA and then maybe jump in this one. Well, I was thinking about jumping in AXON on that pullback. Here's kind of the bounce in AMBA. The only thing I'm looking at is it may be too overextended at this point. Maybe give me time for another entrance on AXON. Alright, there's the bounce back on AMBA here. Alright, so I'm in AMBA going short with 20 shares. It's a more expensive stock, and so that's ultimately what I'm looking out for. Got in on the bounce back here. If it breaks over 42.50, I can get out for a small loss. I'm just going to keep my stop relatively tight with this one, just to be safe. It broke over that previous low, and then it bounced a little bit, and so I think this is kind of the strategy I'm going to try to use. If it bounces back, like I said, if it breaks that 42.50 level, I can get out for a very small loss once it breaks that resistance. So we'll see if it can continue to hold here up. I don't like this swing at all. Anybody see that bounce back? It touched the VWAP, bounced all the way back there. A little scary. For some reason, I feel like my computer may be lagging a little bit. There's another drop to the 30s. And there's a bounce to the VWAP on AXON. Alright, so let's see if we can get a low of the day crack here in AMBA. It's trying. But yeah, look at AXON. It bounced all the way back to the VWAP area. Alright, so there's the low of the day crack in AMBA. Let's see if it can continue fall here. Give me a little bit of time to profit from it. There's a nice drop. Let's see if it continues here. Yeah, maybe this should have been the pullback I took advantage of. Who knows? Very quick bounce back in AMBA. If this thing ends up spiking up and breaking 42.50, I'm out. Man, maybe I should have waited for that spike back to the VWAP. There's ATHX cracking under these lows here as well. Maybe I'll wait for a spike back with this one too. We'll see. ZS is still heading strong up. Look at this. This thing consistently pushing up. I'm trying to give AMBA a little bit of time to hold that area as resistance. It's looking better, but I really want to see it break down to 42. That's where I'm going to plan to exit. I've got to see it break under these lows here, and I'm in a comfortable position now to where My average is decent, so if it bounces back, I can get out for a relatively break-even loss. BLNK, I forgot about BLNK. What did it end up doing? Ooh, crash. Yeah, maybe you were right, Joe. This thing, people are just picking up, taking a better average with this one. All right, there's the drop I was looking for. And an immediate bounce, of course. Maybe I was greedy with this one. VKTX ended up washing down some as well. All right, so there goes AXON's wash here. Breaking under these lows. Ugh. I'll let it test 42.50. Maybe I got greedy with this one. Maybe I should have just taken that small gain. If I'm going to use a small shear size, maybe I should have just taken that small profit. Now get out. Oh my gosh, I hate this about TradeNet. I'm just going to get out here for a tiny loss. Frustrating. I was down, I don't know, a decent amount, but got a little greedy with it, I guess. Maybe I didn't. Maybe this thing is just faking me out and broke over really quick. I don't know. Man, but this week has been really tough trading. Look at VKTX here. This thing broke the lows and just kept heading down. Looking for it to possibly bounce around 950. Kind of looking at PTI here. We'll see how this one does. I don't really want to mess with AXON. It just looks a little bit too sketchy for me. Yeah, there is PTI here for a low of the day break, but I only think you could probably profit down to 320s. So we'll see. PTI low of the day break. We'll see what AMBA ends up doing. Maybe I just got scared out of it. But my plan was to get out if it broke 92.50, and it did. Tap the VWAP. Let's see what else is moving. GLBS is running. OPHT It's still running up here. I may look to short this thing on the downside eventually. TOPS. Wow, look at TOPS. Ran all the way to 112. TNXP. TNXP had this big spike here. You can see this. Check this out. It went from 4 to 511 back down to 450. I'll be right back, guys. My cartridge is dead on my electric cigarette, so I gotta go grab another one. Alright, so I'm back. Yeah, I don't trust AXON. I don't trust AXON either. It was just too sketchy yesterday. Faked me out too many times. PTI, though, breaking under these lows. You know, and with this new account, I got to start trying to use a little bit larger sizing. Not huge, but maybe like 100 shares instead of 50 or whatever it's been. Maybe 100, 1 to 200 shares. I also think I should try to play it off the VWAP a lot more. All right, here's a bounce in PTI. Yeah, it just depends on the price. Like, for instance, AMBA, I should have used bigger share size, but with these, whenever they can swing a few dollars every day, I try to use like 30 shares, 40 shares tops, just because if it swings up $2, you know, with 40 shares, I could immediately be down 80, and so it's just a big risk. But with regular price stocks under $10, yeah, I think 100 shares is usually the best share size to, you know, take. You know, I really like this trade idea too. It had a lot of support at that level yesterday, and it finally broke under it. I just didn't take big enough sizing with it to really take advantage of it. I got a lot of stuff to work on after this week. Last week was great. I only had one losing day last week, and then this week has just been tough, really tough. I've seen a lot of other traders have been having problems this week as well. So I think it's just the market maybe starting to slow down some. Where'd Mitch go? Mitch, you still there? You still there, bro? Alright, so VKTX bouncing back here. And of course, AMBA ends up coming right back down to where it was. CO or AXON bouncing all the way back to 560, touching the VWAP here. We'll see if it crosses over eventually. Oh, that's rough, man. What happened, Mitch? On I? Yeah, I don't really like I. I's just a sketchy stock in general. Man, look at that pullback there. You got caught in this pullback, I'm guessing. That's a scary pullback. Man, look at AXON here. Yeah, somebody was right. They said it looked like a trap on AXON. I guess they were right, man, because this thing just skyrocketed up to 580. in your Batman voice, Jeremy. Here we go. Is that it? I'm more of a Marvel guy myself. But if you tell me what happened in Infinity War, I still haven't seen it, I will ban you from this chat. So don't ever tell me what happened in Infinity War. I know some drama happened in it, but I haven't seen it yet. And if you spoil what happened in Infinity War, I will ban you. Just a warning. But anyways, AXON bouncing back up to 570. Maybe thinking about taking a short here on VKTX on this push back up. But of course, AMBA ends up coming right back down to where I wanted it to. It just faked me out. Faked me out nicely, though. PTI. Yeah, I was really considering getting in this one right here, too, at 330. Just didn't jump in. Appreciate it, Soul Esney. Dude, I for sure will ban somebody. I mean, the reason, Soul Esney, I'm not banning you because Superman's with DC, and so I know you're lying. But don't ruin Infinity War for me, or I will for sure ban you. I'll pull out the ban hammer. You know what I mean? If you ruin Infinity War for me. I know it's really good. I've had a lot of friends tell me it's really good, but don't tell me what happens. ONTX. Yeah, look at ONTX, man. This thing's climbed up nicely today as well. Yeah, I had a feeling if I said that, I'd get a bunch of trolls out here, man. It's fine. As long as you don't really ruin the moon. You can troll away as long as you don't legitimately ruin it for me. Because I will ban you and never unban you. You'll never be allowed in this chat again. Snape kills Dumbledore. I like that one, man. Right, exactly, Randy. Randy said he'll ban you with the click of his infinity mouse. For sure, bro. It'll be over with, you know. Here's the thing. I know somebody dies because I saw it on Facebook, but I don't know who dies, and so I'm kind of struggling. Like, I just went to see Solo with my daughter, and so I don't really want to go back to the movies again, but I do want to see what happens in that. The only thing setup I really see that I kind of like right now is VKTX, especially if it gets rejected here. AXON is just too sketchy of a stock right now. It faked me out a few times yesterday, and so for that reason, I don't like messing with it. Right, for sure. So I've kind of strayed away from my long setups, but the 1 minute pullback setup is surprisingly effective. You know, it's kind of, so for instance, just to give you a little bit of history of my trading career so far, I started on SureTrader a few years ago. I quit for almost a year, and then I came back in August of last year. And the strategy I used when I came back was the 1 minute pullback. That was like my bread and butter. That's what I used almost every day because you can see it happens a ton. The 1 minute pullback strategy, when a stock starts going on a run, that 1 minute pullback is the best entry. Many times it's the best entry. So you always wait, and the reason being, and I know I went over it in that video, but the reason being is because when a stock starts to break out, everybody's watching it and waiting for an entry. So many times people get in on the pullbacks. And so that first 1 minute candle, that first red candle is when a lot of people jump in. And so it kind of gives it that momentum to kind of skyrocket up. Solo, I actually like Solo. I don't really like where Disney was heading the franchise. I think, there is rumors that Kathleen Kennedy is getting fired, but I actually like Solo. I liked it way more than The Last Jedi. My favorite Star Wars movies of the new generation movies I liked Rogue One the best, and then I probably liked Solo, and then The Force Awakens. But I hated The Last Jedi. I thought The Last Jedi was terrible. I liked Solo. I thought The Last Jedi was bad, but I liked Solo. I liked Rogue One the best though. Man, maybe I should trust my instincts here. You can see VKTX. I said I was thinking about shorting it right here at this 970 level. It's down 20 cents to 950 now. Maybe I should trust my instincts a little more here. Also, my AMBA trade would have worked out, and this kind of shows you that it's just my mental side of it. I should have made the VWAP my risk, I guess, but AMBA dropping back down would have been a nice profitable trade thus far, and VKTX is continuing to go in my direction, and so I gotta, not my instincts, but I need to trust my trade ideas a little bit more, because AMBA would have been a nice profitable trade at this point, and I just got spooked out of it, and VKTX I'd be up 20 cents right now, so gotta trust my trade ideas a little bit more, I think. FIVE here. If you like these more expensive stocks, you can see FIVE breaking the highs of the day, starting to go on a run. That $100 level is getting really close here. And of course, just like $1, the $100 level is going to be big support and resistance. So if it can break over there, looks somewhat interesting here. Yeah, for sure. So, you just got to be able to trust. It's not even your instincts. Instincts is a bad word. Appreciated, Irwan. Instincts isn't a good word for it. It's more like trust your trade ideas. You don't want to just jump in based on intuition or instinct. You want to have a trading plan set up, but I gotta trust my trade ideas a little bit more. AMBA bouncing back. I mean, I would have only gotten 10 more cents in that one, so maybe it wasn't a bad exit. It's being a little sketchy. It may start to reverse eventually, I think. I can't trade TOPS. That's the only reason I'm not looking at it. But this one went on a nice little run. Who knows what AMBA is going to do here? The only one I really like. No, I'm not shorting AXON. It's just too. It's just been too unpredictable lately. You can see by the chart, just really choppy. Breaks the lows of the day, bounces back. It just doesn't have any really defined trend in it right now, and so it's kind of tough to predict where it's going to go. NKTR in a free fall. Man, look at this thing fall, yeah, for sure. It's just giving back its gains from yesterday. It should have some support here, where it's at now. And then the big level to watch is 56.60 or 56.50 probably. HUSA. Yeah, the market this week has been kind of tough, honestly. At least for me, it has. I've seen a lot of other traders on Twitter and stuff having problems this week, and so really kind of a choppy week in the market. There's not too many great setups that I've seen. More of more of a scalping week is what I think this week has been. Good for scalps, not good for any longer term holds, at least in my opinion. MDXG. This was the big down gapper, wasn't it? Yeah, wow, so this one bounced all the way back here. And NKTR continues to fall here. It's getting kind of far away from the VWAP though, and so we'll see if FIVE can eventually get over 100 today. Sogo. Yeah, look at Sogo. See, the reason that I don't really like this one is because it did the same thing the other day. I had a losing trade on it. It started to test the whole dollar, and then it bounced back completely. But I have a little bit of confidence in my setups just because a lot of my setups would have worked out today. VKTX could have made 20 cents on that trade that I called out. AMBA got a little greedy with small share size, but it would have been a profitable trade as well. So my setups have been working okay today. It's just about you know, I have that one small loss today. I don't really want to force anything. Yesterday, like I said, I kind of got stupid and over traded yesterday, so I just don't want to do that again today. VKTX under the $0.50 at 950. HUSA, there goes Sogo. HUSA, it needs more volume. It's just it doesn't look good at all to me. But it's just my style, you know. Sonic, man, get out of here, man. Yeah, if anybody doesn't know Sonic, he's our friendly troll. CLRB D Mills. CLRB, I don't think I could trade this one, but it's looking somewhat weak, but it may bounce here. It all depends. Let's see. Yeah, not tradable for me. FIVE may be a good dip buy. It looks somewhat interesting for a dip buy here. GPRK bouncing. BLMK didn't really do too much today. CYRX. ADXS. GLBS. I think this one might be tradable even though it's a sub penny stock or sub dollar stock. Yeah, so I can trade GLBS. I don't know. I like shorting, and I don't think it's safe to short stocks under $1 really. But yeah, I gotta trust my trade ideas. Look at VKTX here. This is kind of the trades that I was talking about. I need to buy on the pullbacks. So for instance, if you look at VKTX here, it dropped all the way down here. I need a short into the pullbacks, and so this would have been a nice short, at least with a price target of 933 where it's at now. Would have been a nice 30-cent gain or so. Alright, so here's a pull all the way back up to 58 on NKTR. So you're talking about a big drop, home brand. So you're talking about a big drop, like a big correctional drop in the SPY and the S&P and the Dow Jones. Let's look at the daily on the SPY. I mean, who knows? It already had a correction in February and January. It had that big correction down to 260 in the SPY. So who knows? But man, I gotta trust my instincts here, guys. Look at VKTX. Definitely have some FOMO going on here. This is kind of the trade I need to focus on. You can see it had this big drop and then a really nice pullback up to that previous resistance level. And so that would have been the area to short. Plus the VWAP was right above it, so all signs pointed to that being a really good trade. But VKTX under these lows here. I'm not going to chase it though. The entry would have been up at 970. And so I think it's, I'm not going to chase it, like I said. All right, Mitch, have a good one, man. AXO in, Mitch. Here's AXON testing the VWAP. Not lately, Heath. You know, but really, I'm not really claiming to be. I'm still a new trader for the most part. I just let people watch me trade so they can see kind of what it's like for a relatively new trader. But yeah, not lately. This week, I haven't been doing good at all. Last week, I did good. I had 3 out of 4 profitable days. But this week, I can't seem to get a good trade going. So, to be honest, no. I don't want to mislead anybody. But yeah, like I said, I don't really claim to be a profitable trader. I'm still a new trader for the most part, and so I'm just trying to, it doesn't really matter how much I make, I'm just trying to learn, you know, trying to build good habits and, you know, work towards ultimately being a consistently profitable trader one day, if that makes sense. All right, so VKTX, like I said, I missed my entry with this one, so I don't want to mess around with it right now. Um, the entry would have been at 470. Have a little bit of FOMO with that one. Wish I would have taken advantage of that trade idea. Yeah, TJ, I mean, I video. All my trades are on video. But like I said, like the reason I think this week has been tough is because in the last few months, you know, I've been able to get in at the low of the day break. So like right here at 933 on VKTX and take advantage of that move on the downside. In the last week or two, the market's kind of changed a little bit, at least for me. And I think the better entry with these is to get in on these pullbacks. So you can see it broke the lows, but then it pulled back and tested that resistance. I think getting in right around 965 with a safe stop at the VWAP at 983 would have been a better trade with a price target down to 930. So a good risk reward trade, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's all about risk reward in trading, and it's something I need to focus on a little bit more. The reason VKTX looked good is, like I said, you can see if you got in here at 965 or even 970, you could comfortably set your risk at this VWAP area at 985. So that would be a 15-cent risk, 15 or 20-cent risk, and you could set your reward from 970 down to this low at 930. So that would be a 40-cent reward. So, you know, 20-cent risk to a 40-cent reward, a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Your risk is 1 out of 2, and so that's ultimately the trades I need to take advantage of a little bit more. And I think it's really about identifying those setups before they happen and taking advantage of them. If you just blindly jump in trades, I don't think it's really going to work out for you much. You might get lucky, but I think you got to find good risk reward setups. That's something I need to work on for sure. And that's something I'm going to be working on in the upcoming week. Yeah, market's been a little sketchy. I mean, last week was great. Last week, like I said, I had 3 out of 4 profitable days last week. Yeah, TOPS breaking those highs. But then this week, I haven't had one profitable day. And so it's been tough, you know. But it happens, you know. I just got to practice and, you know, study a little bit more, build on what I know thus far. And like I said, I think the biggest thing I've taken away from this week is that I need to get in on the pullbacks on good risk reward setups, preferably with the VWAP not far above the pullback like VKTX. FIVE getting close to this $100 level. I just broke the highs. It's at 99.72. I mean, I think it's going to go for 100 today. AXON bouncing back here. It's up to 570. It's just too choppy for me to want to jump into today. It's at 573. Mitch, are you still holding AXON going short? CHK outsiders. Yeah, CHK looks good. Had a nice little run today. Small range, higher float stock. What stock name, Life? All right, FIVE testing these highs again. It probably really wants to get over 100. I think a lot of people are anticipating the $100 break for FIVE. But yeah, guys, in this upcoming week, I really need to focus on good risk reward setups and just sticking to my plan. I think this week I kind of strayed away from that aspect of it. And so this upcoming week, remind me to focus on risk reward. I think that is what all traders should focus on. And VKTX is just kind of showing me that. Like you could see, good risk reward here from 970 up to 985 as a risk area. Really, even if it got up to 992, it'd still be a decent risk reward. And then a reward down here at 930. So it would have been a beautiful pullback, good risk reward trade. And so that's really what I need to focus on this upcoming week. I can see the patterns work if you focus on that aspect of it. And there's not going to be as many perfect trades like this. But I think waiting and having the patience to find those good setups is the most important thing. I think this week I've been a little careless and just blindly jumping into stuff. Whereas I should pay attention to the risk reward and the setup a little bit more. So I think if I focus on that, I should do a little bit better. Like I said, I'm just trying to evolve as a trader. Still a new trader for the most part. Only been trading for about 11 months now, regularly since August. So 10 or 11 months. And so hopefully I can start doing a little bit better. But like I said, I'm still a new trader just trying to evolve. We'll see how that works out. I'll probably end up closing the stream down sometime soon. VSH. Yeah, VSH looks okay. DCIX making a run. This used to be the alpha shipping stock, but I don't think it's tradable on TradeNet anymore. Nah, they took it off. I don't know why they took it off, but they did. Yeah, another thing I noticed is that even when I have profitable weeks, my losing trades are substantially larger than my winning trades, which goes to show I should cut losses quicker, which, kind of goes into that risk reward I was talking about. And also, I should hold my winning trades a little bit longer. I think anytime I see decent profit, I immediately jump out. But I think I need to follow a plan, and instead of using my P&L as a guide to when to exit, I should use charting. I should use the chart to see when I should exit. Because I think at this point, I mean, I try to get out where support and resistance lines are, but I think that if I'm looking at my P&L, I think that kind of sways me more towards exiting my winners a little bit longer. A big example of that, I can't remember what it was last week. It may have been CODX. I can't really remember what stock it was, but I ended up getting out, and it was like a $3 stock, and I got out for like a 25-cent gain, but it eventually went up over $1. Like it had $1 push after that, and so I missed out on a huge win just because, you know, I saw my P&L, I saw a decent profit, and I just jumped out instead of actually paying attention to the chart. Yeah, I've been watching ZS. It's on my other monitor. It's at 37.21 right now. Had that big push up to 42 and then just washed out for the rest of the day. May have been a good backside short on that one, but haven't been focusing on it as much. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. Mitch, are you streaming today? If you're streaming, let me know. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I day trade live every weekday morning. Starting at 8:45 a.m. market time, and I usually stream until about 10:15 or 10:30 market time. So a good hour and a half of live day trade streaming. This week's been tough, like I said. I got some things I need to focus on next week, but I think that's why losses are important, is because it makes you tweak your trading to have a better style, and so that's something I need to focus on next week. Like I said, next week I'm focusing on having good risk-reward trades, waiting for good setups, not blindly jumping in, holding my winners a little bit longer, maybe scaling in and out of my positions, and also cutting my losses short. But that kind of runs right into the good risk reward. If I have good risk reward, you know, regardless, if my trades are profitable for the most part, then I should be good. And so I'll focus on that. Appreciate it, James. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for all the support, bro. Yeah, it means a lot. I finally hit 4,000 subscribers, and so that made me feel a little bit better, aside from this horrible week I've been having. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody that showed support to this channel thus far. It's awesome I have 4,000 subscribers, and I appreciate everybody that comes here every morning to watch me trade, win or lose. You know, like I said, I'm not an expert, I'm not a guru, I'm just a new trader, and I just let people watch me trade so they can see what it's really like for a relatively new trader in the market. All right, John, I'll see you tomorrow, man. But yeah, Mitch, let me know if you're streaming today, bro. But if not, I'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate the sub, Homebrand. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. Hope to see you back tomorrow, man. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I day trade live every weekday. Also, if you want to do me a favor and show your support for this channel, click the like button right now on this video. I definitely appreciate it if you could click the like button, and it means a lot if you can, and it does help support us. So click the like button right now if you appreciate this content and want to show your love back. But anyways, guys, I'll have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day, guys. Good luck. Oh yeah, James, I always try to, you know, talk about other stuff besides trading sometimes, just to have a little fun. It's not too bad. Yeah, but like I said, nobody ruin Marvel for me. I will ban you for life on this channel. Nobody ruin Infinity War for me. You can see DCIX running up to 165 before I close it down as well. Oh yeah, for sure, Sense. I'm growing pretty quickly, man. I appreciate it, Tom. My channel's growing pretty fast, man, and I'm happy with the growth. You know, last August when I first started it, I started it a few years ago, but last August when I started uploading regular videos, I only had like 200 subs. And so to grow up to 4,000 in a year, in less than a year, in 10 months, is pretty cool. Really quick growth, at least it is to me. And so I'm definitely happy with that. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you later. Mitch Hawk might be streaming. I'll go ahead and post his link. He sometimes streams after I do. I don't know if he's streaming today, but sometimes Mitch streams. There's the link if he does start streaming. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good chatting with everybody, and be careful in this market. Thanks for watching, guys.